Okay, I got these little tabs sewn. This is now dry right here, and I'm going to just put these guys on there and stamp some. I thought I'd go with these little birds here. I thought that would be cool. So I got these at Tuesday Morning, $2.99. Like I said, these are normally about twice that price. So I'm going to put this on there. Maybe I'll put butterflies on there too. I don't know. You can never have enough butterflies in my opinion, so I think I will. I think I'm going to put butterflies on there. I'll first put the birds on. Again, I'm going to lay it out first and then stick it on the thingy-do. Maybe that one can go there. And this one can go here. Or this one here. This one here. We'll do it like that. This one here and that one there. Okay. Now I'm going to ink those up with the same stuff I use on the edges. Okay. And now I'm going to put the butterflies where I want them. I'll put one there, and I will put one there. I think that looks good. Going to stamp those up. Okay. So now I've got this little pocket complete. My birds and butterflies. And last but not least, I will put a little bit of glue down on here. Make sure it's flat. Actually going to set that down because I'm going to use this again right away. Just going to give this a little swoosh up here, kind of curl it around a bit. Same with the other side. Uh-oh, there it is. The thing about making these envelopes is that, or using your book pages to make envelopes and pockets, there's not a set special way to make a pocket. There's not a special way to use your paper, and there's no rules against what kind of paper you can use. If you want to do a book 100% vintage out of vintage papers that are older and you can do that and get papers from, you know, old books and do the exact same thing. As far as making pockets, you can practice. You can fold paper however you want to fold it. The only thing I suggest is folding over to make a double edge here, because if you're pulling note cards out to journal on later, then this is going to get some wear and tear here. So just something to think about. So me personally, I folded over everything except for this little edge right here for this little place to hold stuff. I didn't put anything in here, or I did not fold over that paper on that edge, because that's just a little note card that, you know, I don't know. I don't think they're always going. I think this fabric that's here is actually going to give this some support. So I want to make sure I didn't glue my stuff down. Okay, so we've got that in here. This goes here. Whoops. Or here. Yeah, we can put the roses up. Butterflies up, roses up. Okay, so that's my finished inside of my pocket. So we've got two pockets, the pockets for the smaller note cards, and we've got the pockets for the larger note cards. And this is very flowery. I could add some more here, but I don't think I'm going to. I'm just going to leave these as they are. I don't want to make it too thick. If I put a bunch more lace and things like that on here, I will end up with a really thick folder. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to figure out how we're going to do the outside of the folder for decorative purposes. I'm not going to put any pockets on the outside because it's already pretty thick. So I'm going to get together some papers and see what we can come up with. I'll be right back. All right, I decided to go with some paper doilies, or a paper doily that I had previously tea stained, and some miscellaneous papers. This is rice paper that I received from Maramis Small Art. Again, this is my paper that I created, and some more scraps from Maramis Small Art. So I'm going to incorporate all of these somehow onto this cover. And I think what I'm going to do is I will wrap this around if it fits. I'm going to leave the edge of the tabs. Yep, that'll work perfect. I'm going to leave the edge of the tabs up so they stick out just a bit. And I'm going to tear out this section so I can show this little piece there. And then on this side, on the back side, I'm going to tear out this section so I can show that plant there. And all the rest of it will be covered up. So I'm not going to do any fancy measuring. I'm just going to cut this. And I'm going to glue it on here. So that'll be my base. I could trim the rest of this off later, but for now I'm just going to cut this here. And I am going to glue that down. First I'm going to tear out this part on this side and this section on this side. So let's just go ahead and do that. So I'm just going to follow the lace part here, and then I'm going to tear into this over here, kind of follow where the flower is, or the herbal plant. Kind of come back up here and just go down. Hopefully keep the lace intact as much as possible. I'll just tear that little edge right there. So I can place this over the top to add, you know, to cover this up just a bit, or we'll figure it out. I'm not gonna get crazy picky on this. I will, however, tear a little bit more of this off so it's not so straight. I don't like straight. Okay, so there's that side. And then on this side, it looks like I can basically follow this. Just tear. Okay. I don't know. I think that looks kind of cool. But what I'm going to do is go ahead and antique the edges just a little bit around that with my Distress Oxide and my brush. Oh, let's just find a piece of scratch paper here that I can put under it. I guess then it kind of has this tattered, torn look of torn lace, right? Maybe? Do you agree? I don't know. I kind of thought so. Go over this edge just a little more, even though it's already got antiquing done to it. This one's kind of good already. I'm not going to worry about this little black spot there because I'm probably going to cover that up. Okay. So now I'm going to get Mod Podge and I'm going to cover the back of this, cover the book, because glue is not really going to work. Sorry about that. I should have had that ready. Okay, so I'm just going to use a matte finish. I'm not going to use the shiny one on this. And I am going to find my scrap paper and put that down. Some kind of scrap paper. I'm just going to do one side first and then I'm going to do the other side. I'm going to put a coating on here as well. Hopefully that won't tear. Kind of is a little bit. It's a really messy way to go about this, but I think it'll look cool in the end. So I am just going to lay this down so it fits over the edge. Get my corner going first and straighten that out. Whoops. Be really careful with this because it's really flimsy paper. Sometimes I'll take some wax paper and push down that way my fingers aren't sticking and pulling up on what I'm doing here. Then I can press a little bit harder and not worry about tearing as much. It will still stick a little, but not as much as my hand. There we go. So I've got that pressed down, and now I am going to flip it over, let that dry a bit, flip it over, and work on the other side. But first I'm going to let this dry, because if I flip it over now, it's just going to stick to my mat. So I'm not going to put you through watching glue dry. So I'm going to turn the camera off, and I'll be back again.